Published on Your Movie Mad Man, and I'm back. So it's New Year's Day today, so it's very exciting. Today I'm going to be talking about No Time to Die in 4K. This was one of the last 4K big releases of last year. I've heard a lot of really good things about it already. I've seen a few people that have put it on their top 10 list for 4K Blu-rays for last year. I've also got the others I'm going to go through. I mean, we've got Casino Royale and Skyfall, which I've been through before, so I'm not going to touch on them. But I've also got Boredom of Solace and Border as well. So I've got the two boring James Bonds. So we're gonna open these three, have a little look, and then I'll watch them over the next couple of days, and I'll tell you what they're like, tell you if No Time to Die is on par with what other people have said. That's just my opinion at the end of the day, innit? So anyway, let's open Boredom of Solace. Get that. There we go. Let's have a look inside. So you've got Boredom of Solace on 4K, and then obviously there's the Blu-ray in there as well. So it's quite exciting. One of the less popular Daniel Craig James Bond films, that. Let's open Border. Nice little slip covers, I'll tell you that. I do like a nice slip cover. Makes it feel more special, so it's good, isn't it? Look inside, we've got Border on 4K, and then you got the Blu-ray as well. So probably the best thing about this is the opening. It's a good little opening, and the slipcover obviously, it's a good thing about it too. Now onto the gold. No Time to Die, maybe one of the best Daniel Craig Bond films. I really liked it, saw this in the cinema a couple of times. I hear it's not got the IMAX shots in it that were in the IMAX screen, but none of the other Bond films have IMAX shots in them anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. I'll get this off though. I won't be going into too much detail about the story of this and the spoilers, because some people may still have not seen it. So what I do talk about this film when I've watched the 4K bits. I won't be ruining it, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh look, there's a 4K disc there, and then there's a Blu-ray there as well, and that's got a nice slip cover too. Although the only downside I would have said is that if you look at all these, all four of these have got very similar designs, like they all go in a set together, and then there's this one, the case just looks completely different, so that was a bit annoying actually. They could have made this case similar to these, but they didn't, so rude, isn't it? So I'm going to watch the three that I've opened. I've also got some Christmas presents that I'm going to open in another video. I've also pre-ordered some stuff with Christmas vouchers that I got, so I'll get them the day they come out, which is quite exciting. So I'll be able to get some brand new releases out on the day they come out as well. But yeah, I'm going to watch some James Bond, and I will be back. So be prepared, as Scar from The Lion King said. Alright, wait there. Well, how was that? That's what you're asking. I'm going to tell you, so that's why I'm here. So I spent a little time. I watched Casino Royale in 4K. I watched Boredom of Solace in 4K. I watched Skyfall in 4K. I watched Spectre, you guessed it, I watched it in 4K, and just to change things up, I watched No Time to Die in 4K. So I've already given a little review on Casino Royale and Skyfall, so they can be left out. You want to see that review, it's on my channel, have a little look. Alright, but I've got 3 here that I'm going to talk about. I'll probably talk about the new one in a bit more detail. So let's go. So Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace is what I call the really short one. It's a bit boring, but it does get to the point, which is alright, I guess. 4K wise, I tell you, it's a very beautiful 4K picture. There's a lot of blue against yellow, which is a nice little touch that they add to quite a few of these Bond films, actually. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen Quantum of Solace by now, I wouldn't bother. But if you want to see something cool in 4K, it still looks pretty good. So go with that. Next, there's Spectre. Spectre's the first of the Daniel Craig ones, which is pretty long. This is the one with all the whispering in it. This is the one that sets up the film to make it look like there's going to be a big twist at the end, but if you knew anything about James Bond, you would have known what was going to happen just because of things that happen in the film. And you know, the title as well, so interesting. Spectre for me it's not the best Daniel Craig one, but it's not the worst. Quantum of Solace I'd probably say was the worst one. This is the one that's got really beautiful tracking shot at the beginning of the film, which also looks really good in 4K because it's outside. A lot of yellow, a lot of blacks against yellows, a lot of beautiful detail in there. And for the rest of the film as well, even the scene when they're inside and all gathered around a table and it's all quite dark, there's still good detail in there, which is what you look for. Detail, colour, you know, it's what it's all about, isn't it? It's what it's all about. So then we move on to the one that everyone's probably clicked on this video for in the first place. No Time to Die. This is the new Bond film that came out in September last year, end of September. This is the one that was put back quite a few times during COVID and the epidemic and lockdown and all that sort of thing, because they wanted it to be out in the cinema. And I saw this in the IMAX, and it was definitely worth waiting to see in the IMAX, so thumbs up for that. It was a good IMAX movie. Though one thing I would say, which is something I don't usually say when I watch 4K films. Now, I saw this in 4K through a 4K TV on my 4K player, and after about 2 minutes I was like, this picture actually looks better than it did in the IMAX, and it doesn't even have the IMAX shots or sequences in this version of it, so that was a little disappointing. But the actual disc itself, the actual picture itself, looks absolutely phenomenal. I don't have a sound system or anything like that, so I can't really compare sound to the IMAX because I've just got a normal TV when it comes to sound. But definitely picture wise, amazing picture. It's one of the best Daniel Craig ones as well. It ties in all the other 4 stories in with this one as well, so it's done very, very well. I thought it is the longest one. I noticed that the opening of this film before the opening credits is actually longer than an episode of Friends, so it's quite a long opening. It's the longest opening for a James Bond film. It's also the longest running time for a James Bond film, so it's broken quite a few exciting records there for you. And out of all of the Bond films that I've seen in 4K so far, this definitely looks the best as well. So when I was watching a lot of my review channels at the end of last year about their top 4Ks for the year, this was always in their list, which is pretty good considering it had only been out for about a week, and it had made their top 10 list. So definitely would have been in my top 10 list for last year, but I have no idea what I got last year that was brand new for that year and what I just bought. But yeah, No Time to Die. Good movie, good 4K, definitely worth the buy. that's all I'm going to talk about today. I'll be back later on in the week and I'll be showing you what I got for Christmas, so that's quite an exciting video to look forward to. Quite a few cheeky unboxings that'll be in there, so thumbs up to that. Alright, if you could like this video, if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that would be great, and I will see you again later in the week. Alright, goodbye.